Hello everyone, James8532 here, or as I'm now known, Mr. Tugboat. So, let me explain a couple things. First, it's Christmas, Merry Christmas. Yeah, or whatever you celebrate, I don't care. Um, yeah. Well, first of all, do you like the winter set? I really like the winter set. Incorporated glitter this year, a couple of the engines have glitter on them. Just make it look like late snowfall has happened. The shed roof, obviously. Yeah. So let me explain a couple things, and as to why I've been gone so long. So I sent out an update video, updates, announcements, etc., etc., and then I uploaded Solar Files Episode 1, Farquhar. Well, that was a good. I liked that episode, but it took really a long time to make. And I've wanted to make more, but I've been busy with school and career stuff. If you guys don't know, I'm a junior in high school. I'm going to be a senior next year. And the year's half over. And I'm already slipping. So I'm trying to focus on that. And other things, just life's been a big pain. There was a loss in the family recently. Yeah. So I've been not down here as much as I want to be. Although when I do get the chance to, I have come down. But it's not. I don't end up recording videos because I'm making stuff for videos or for other videos or whatever. Let's just say it's a lot of. I've been doing a lot more model making than I have video making, which doesn't work for the ratio, especially because I want this channel to succeed. But yeah, that's why I've been gone. As for updates, I have made a ton of models. Stay sane and make trains, I suppose. I need that on a t-shirt. Anyway, Gordon and Henry over here have gotten updates. As you see, this guy right here, Puffa, he exists. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of tug stuff lately. I've also been working on other projects, which you'll probably see in future. Hopefully, if I ever go through with it. But considering I've made 4 out of the 7 models I need, then yeah, I'm saying it's going pretty good. I've also been working on a lot more buildings, because I noticed when I filmed Farquhar Episode 1, that's not the title, Northwestern, no, that's not the, okay, Solar Files, there we go, Solar Files Episode 1, I had a severe lack of, buildings to put in the background and stuff, so I've been working on that. I've also been working on dock sides, not just using station platforms for docks, but docks like tugs. So I can do a bit more tug stuff, because to be honest, tug stuff is easier to film than Thomas stuff, which is really weird, because you wouldn't expect them to, but no, you just drag them along and they move in this sort of weird way. It's not unnatural. The trains follow the track. You can't just attach a string to them and pull them and then make them turn with the string. No, they have to follow the track, which can get frustrating at times. The movie that I spoke about in the last update video, that began production. I still have stuff from it. I have a lot I need to do though, and I wasn't happy with the yard set. That's a major part of the film, is the yard. So I'm redoing that. Yeah, but that'll probably come next year or this summer. This coming summer, one or the other. Yeah. I've acquired a lot more, more models, not just, customs, but, I didn't have, a Murdoch or a Dennis for the longest time, but then thanks to a couple connections I got them now, which is so cool. I never expected to own a Tommy Murdoch. I know, weird thing to want as, a dream maker. I never expected to own the Tidmouth Sheds, and now that I have it, I love it. because like this thing is awesome. I might get a couple like extensions for it though. I don't know. Anyway, that's not the point. Yeah, so that's where I've been. Updates. Well, if you we'll address the name now. So I changed my name from James and Eddie 532 to Mr. Tugboat, which I'd say is a lot better for me marketing wise. Not that this is like a business or anything. Well, it is, but we'll get to that in a second. Um, it's sort of like how it's easier to remember. The Mr. Tugboat is a lot easier to remember and a lot less of a mouthful than James and Eddie 532. I don't know if I'm going to keep the 532. I might throw that at the end of there, but you'll see in future, I suppose. Yeah, and here's the plan for this whole rebranding thing. Because this is a rebrand. This is sort of like a reboot of my channel. The second one. I'm going to be unlisting a lot of the current videos I have up. Don't worry, you'll probably see them in the unlisted playlist. But I'm also going to be re-recording them, sort of. Like the update, I guess the updated version of all those showcases. Just because my James isn't the same anymore. No, Duck's the same. My Gordon and my Henry aren't the same. They're pretty close, but they're not the same. Also, I'm going to do it closer to the order of how my series is coming. Like, the characters in my series. How they would appear, you know? So, like, instead of Emily coming after the 11 engines, she would come, like, closer toward the beginning. Like, just after James. And then I did go out and make an old shape Henry, so he'll probably be there. And then you won't get to see the real Henry in a full showcase until the 30, the sort of timeline of where he would appear after characters have arrived or gone or whatever in the series. So, yeah, that's the plan for the showcases. I also want to do a couple more reviews. Like I said, Sodor Files does take a little bit longer to make. So I'm thinking if I can, like, screen record some episodes and talk about what makes them special in some way, shape, or form, because some of the classic series isn't very good. But we'll talk about that. And yes, I do only plan to do this for, like, the classic series, the Runner era, and a couple hit episodes. No Sharon Miller, no blah blah. Well, maybe one episode of blah blah. At least off the top of my head that's, like, talkable. School of Duck. Anyway, so that's probably the plan. As for my series itself, it is coming. I swear, guys, it is coming. But I've been sort of hitting writer's blocks recently. Like, I'll start off really good, and then I'll take a break because I have other stuff to do in life. And then I'll come back to it, and I'm like, what? Not that it doesn't make sense, but more the fact that I don't know what I want to put in there next. You know? Yeah. That's sort of how that's going. But it will happen. It's been happening. I've written like 14 versions of episode 2. Episode 2 is kind of complicated, but yeah. And here's how the season layout is going to go for my series. There's going to be a single... Season 1 will be 10 to 15 stories pulled out of the 1920s. There might be a date listed on the episode itself, like in the title. Like NWR Tales, which is the series name. 1925, sort of. Or, you know, the title, whatever. New Engine, whatever. Whatever ends up being the title of the episode will be the title. There might be a date involved, I don't know. But, yeah. It'll involve 10 to 15 episodes involved out of the 1920s. That's how the first season will go. The second season will be 10 to 15 episodes. Or not episodes, stories pulled out of the 1930s. Canonically. So it's all related to my AU. You can't go back in the books and Well, you could probably. I will be adapting some railway series stories. And just because it's 10 to 15 stories doesn't mean it's going to be 10 to 15 episodes. Because I might have a two-parter in there, which will bump it up to 16 or 11 episodes. I might have a seven-parter in there, or the whole season might tell one story, and then I'll have to do like a season 2B or whatever, where it's all the smaller stories that don't take up 7 parts. Or maybe it'll just focus on a character or something. Yeah. That's sort of the plan. There'll be stories, not episode numbers. And usually they'll be about 10 pages long-ish. So once I get to that 10 pages, I have to cut it off. That's the end of an episode. And then the next episode, another 10 pages, cut it off. Even if I'm telling the same story, it'll just be part 1, part 2, part 3. Whatever. So, yeah. That's the plan involving that. Now, earlier I mentioned businesses. I said this channel isn't a business. Well, it kind of will be. And you guys might be a little confused on that. Well, I have started gaining some sort of recognition on here and on Twitter. Go follow me over there. Mr. Tugboat 04? Yeah, at Mr. Tugboat 04. Mr. is capitalized, Tugboat is capitalized, and 04 no space. Yeah. That's how that works. Anyway, I imposed an important question over on my Twitter, which isn't very big, so I got a lot more responses than I thought I would, but I asked if people would be interested in having me take Tug's commissions. Because anybody can make Thomas customs. Anybody can. You've seen it all over the internet, I'm sure. Well, apparently, not everybody can make Tug's customs. Everybody's like, ooh, I need the Ertl 10 cents in Sunshine. And that's it. Well, there's a lot more characters in Tugs than those two. And I think it's a shame no merchandise range really got them on point, and then also, more than just 3 or 4 characters. And a lot of people say the Takara Tugs are pretty good. They're not. They're ugly as hell. Their faces, specifically 10 cents, is so off. Zoran and Top Hat were pretty good, but they're so small. Like their sterns, the back of the boat, is way too small. Like too thin. And I don't like that, so I decided to start making my own. You guys know this. I did several showcases on them, which I will probably end up redoing, just for completion's sake. Yeah. And if you guys, to any new viewers who haven't seen those, Tugs custom showcases, here's sort of what they would look like. This isn't mine. This isn't my top hat. This is for a friend at the meetup, which I will explain later. Yeah. He's sort of, I like these guys better than any merchandise, because 1, they're really cheap and easy to make. 2, they're sort of proportionally accurate. Like, this is in Trackmaster scale. Yeah, this is scaled to be the same size as these guys in the real world. So, yeah. But, like, you kind of understand what goes on here, It is just cardboard, but nobody else apparently can put it in like this, even though Master of the Lemons did a whole tutorial on it. Don't go watch it, because, I gotta make money somehow. Yeah, that was Top Hat for a friend. Here's what he would look like, painted. Give me a second. Here we go. My friend, Heisler Productions, he's gracefully been helping me with these guys, sort of telling me how to sculpt the faces correctly. Like, he did my Big Mac and Warrior, which, those faces are really good. Top Hat's here is just there, I suppose. Yeah. This is sort of what they would look like painted and all that. If you want prices and junk, I will write that up in a Google Doc, but I would like comments saying, hey, how much, or something. And to commission me for a tugboat, you have to have a Twitter or an Instagram. My Instagram is not updated in the slightest. I think my last post was like July. So go through Twitter. Yeah. There's Top Hat. So yeah, these guys are sort of my big lead at the moment. Just making cardboard tugboats. Not that I've lost interest in doing train stuff. I mean, obviously. I'm working on this guy right now. If you've seen one of Train Boy's most recent video, you can probably guess who this is, and I'll probably explain them in the custom showcase. So, yeah. So that's sort of what's been going on lately. Yeah, I don't know what else there is to say, really. Aside from, meetups, right. So, as of lately, me, Flying Scott Films, Heisel Productions, Mint Jubilee, Caleb B. Kent, I think. Yeah. Me and a bunch of people have been meeting up at the National Railroad Museum in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Which may seem like an odd choice, but considering we all live somewhere in the Midwestern area, it's a pretty good choice. I mean, it has an A4, so it's probably the most related thing we can get to. The closest thing we can get to, like, Strasbourg or the museum in York or something. So, yeah. And if you guys would like to join, well, you can go follow my Twitter. DM me about it. There's also Flying Scott Films, Heisel Products 02. If you guys know those guys better, that would probably be a good idea. We're always not looking for new members necessarily, but we're always welcoming people. Like, there are 3 or 4 new members now than what we did in July, which is awesome because it's great meeting other Thomas fans in person. Thing I never thought would happen. I thought it would just be me in my basement alone doing this for the rest of my life. But no, there are actually other people out there. That's so cool. And yeah, if you guys want to come down, we'd be happy to meet you. Okay. I think that's all I have to say. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you'll have some sort of video out soon. And goodbye.